everyone, Britt and Chris Carmichael here, bringing you the Elevated Life series where we teach you simple mindset shifts to create radical transformation in your life. And today is International Girl Power, International Women's Day. It's all about girl power, and we're gonna teach you 3 ways to reclaim that girl power in your life, because here's the thing. Women are on the rise, and it's been a long time coming. We've had masculine energy in leadership position and roles for too long, and it ain't working. So we're gonna teach you how to reclaim your feminine power so that we can create more balance and harmony, because we need both.
Yes, and the hugest part of this is, especially if you've got little kiddos, especially little girls, this topic is going to be massively important, because if you want to inspire the younger generations, it has to do with what you're doing with yourself. Notice that we learn by watching and imitating other people. So if you're always coming from a place of fear, if you're used to tucking your tail between your legs and hiding in the corner, all those things, then you need to be able to wake up and inspire people. And you do that starting with yourself.
And I want to know, who is a woman that inspires you? Who's someone that you look to for inspiration, empowerment, someone who actually stands up and lives their truth, who is authentic to themselves? Who's that person for you? Tag them in the comments below, because hell, I want to go follow them. We need to band together and really allow ourselves to know that we all have gifts to give, that we all are important, that we all matter. And when you learn how to reclaim your power, you can use it for good. We can heal the world. Women, we're the nurturers, we're the givers, we're the lovers. And I just saw a post from Huffington Women that said, angry women will change the world. And it did not resonate with me at all, because anger seems like we're not coming from a place of power. Anger, yes, represents unfairness, and that is true. It is very unfair, and that's why we're on the rise. But we can't rise in masculine anger and energy. We have to rise with love and compassion and empathy. And so these 3 tips that we're going to give you today are definitely going to help you to rethink and reclaim your power.
Yeah, so the first way to reclaim your girl power is fierce self-care. And remember, self-care really begins with how you think, and then getting into your body. Coming back to your body, not always living in your head, but the thinking part, the self-talk, that's where you're really going to do it. It's saying the words that you know you need to hear. If someone hasn't supported you in the past, if someone hasn't loved you in the past, it's just reaffirmation that it's you. You've got to step up and be that person for you, and you do that all day long. So many people say, well, I don't have time for self-care. I can't do that. I can't go do this. I'm so busy. You talk to yourself all day long. Every few seconds, you're saying something else and saying something else inside your head. What are you saying, though? And are those things helping you move out into the world with love? Are those things nurturing you? Remember, you're the first nurturer. It all starts with you.
You know, the thing that I used to tell myself that was disempowering was, I am fat, I am fat, I am fat. Oh my God, I said it all the time. And you know what? I was, because our thoughts create our reality. So the actions that I were taking were in alignment with what I was believing to be true about myself. And the way that I reclaimed that was by shifting the story that I was telling myself on the inside. So every time I get dressed, every time I look at myself, every time I look down at my body, I would say, I am beautiful. So I want to know, what's that phrase that you can replace with something more empowering, so that you have this mantra that you can go to when you're feeling down? Because shit happens, man. We have periods, like we go through crazy hormones. So it's really important that you have a solid foundation of self-care to fall back on when times get hard.
Yeah, the other big part about self-care is to remember that it is just you doing this, that you cannot look out to anybody else. So often women, as the nurturers, will expend all of their energy and never give to themselves. And what ends up happening is you end up destroying your life that way. And then you can't give because you're so burned out. And you're like, man, I've got no energy. How did this happen? Well, it happened because you didn't fill your cup first. You've always got to fill it up. You know, you've been on the airplane. You know, when the oxygen mask goes down, you don't put it on your kid first. That's incorrect. They instruct you perfectly. Put the mask on yourself, and then you can help other people. So always make sure that the self-care is the biggest priority.
And many of you know my mom's story. 7 years ago, next week, she had a massive stroke, and she was completely paralyzed. She couldn't speak. She was literally like a zombie laying in the bed, and it took months of recovery before she could even speak again. And when she finally could form sentences, I asked her point blank, Mom, why did you do this to yourself? And she said, because everybody needed something from me. And my mom is my inspiration. My mom is the epitome of girl power and loving and caring. But what she showed me is that if we don't take care of ourselves first, then we can't continually give of our heart and our love and our gifts to everyone, because you run out, you burn out, you empty your cup into everyone else. But it's up to you to take care of you, for you to fill it back up, because it's called self-care, just like it's called self-love. Only you can do it. So don't wait until a tragedy to finally go, okay, maybe I shouldn't feel guilty for taking 10 minutes to take a bath and telling my kids to go read a book. Like, be fierce with your self-care so that you can be a better lover, a better mother, a better giver, nurturer, creator, businesswoman, whatever it may be. The more you give to yourself, the more you can give to other people.
Yeah, and the second way to reclaim your girl power is to open your heart. I know so many people who have been burned in love. We learn to love at such an early age, and so often the people that we get into relationships, they don't know. I mean, I didn't know how to do anything at like 14, 15. Shit, I'm still learning how to do things now. And so you have to continuously open that heart space. You have to come from a place of love. The world will not be changed by violence. It won't be changed from those harsh emotions. It will come from that place of peace and love and calmness. That's what the world needs right now. But if you stay closed off, if you say, well, this person was mean to me, they said ugly things about me, and I'm going to take all that energy on, you're going to close yourself up. And that means that you will not reach out and give your gifts out to the world. You have to begin to open that heart up and realize that that is your true power. Love is always the secret ingredient. There's nothing else that is nearly as important. Always come back to love. If you've been burned in the past, if you've been hurt, if you've been in relationships where people have been abusive, still love. Keep it coming out and keep pouring it out. It's the one thing that will change everything.
The walls that you have built around your heart for protection also block out the love that you're so desperately wanting to let in. So it's important for you to understand that vulnerability now is a new strength, that being in touch with your feelings, that's how we access our intuition, which is our biggest superpower as a woman, is being able to tune into our body and listen to its feedback. Because I hated my body so much, I cut myself off from feeling. And in doing that, I cut myself off from love. I cut myself off from joy. I cut myself off from pain, and that's a great indicator when things need to change. So it's important for you to have the courage to tap back into the feelings of your body, to get back into that physical system, because it's constantly sending you energetic signals called emotions, energy in motion. And those are your superpower, so that you don't allow them to run your life, but you use them to indicate to you how to make conscious choices. Instead of allowing anger to come up and be consumed by it and then rage out at everyone, it's important for us as women now to be conscious of it, to be aware and go, okay, I feel anger. What unfairness does this represent? And then to take a more loving and conscious approach towards making the changes.
Oof. And this is so important. Your body's giving you signals, like Britt said. These are like the indicator lights inside your car. It's always great to be checking that. Make sure the oil's there. Make sure the water's there. Make sure everything's running correctly. It's not, oh my gosh, look at that. Now I hate my car. It's about, ooh, thanks for that signal. I know that's something that I need to pay attention to. And that's what we talked in the beginning about, getting out of your head and getting into your body, listening to yourself. That self-care that comes from only within you is something that you have to do through the process of listening. It's not something you do through the process of thinking. Listen to your body, let that intuition develop your life.
I want to know, are you someone who's willing to allow yourself to trust your intuition and open your heart? If that's you, leave in the comments below, say, I am willing to open my heart. I am willing to be the light. I'm willing to be loving. Are you willing to do the work? Because it's not easy, but it is so worth it.
Whew.
I'm just crushing it today. Girl power.
All right, the third way to reclaim your girl power is to speak your truth. And I know for so many people, this is really the hard one, because a lot of times, especially females, have been taught, oh, you just need to be the good girl. Oh, good girls don't speak up. Good girls don't talk out. What we need are rebel women. Remember, if you want to change the world, it will not be by being like it. It will not be following the status quo. It will not be doing everything that every authority figure has ever told you to do. Change doesn't come about by doing the same things. Change comes about by doing something different. And so if you want to do something different, you're going to have to speak your truth. And it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to piss people off. But I'll give you a huge secret right here. is that if you're not pissing off somebody in your life, you're not doing things right, because you're not running your life on your own terms. You're just following in a system from some other people. So you've got to start reclaiming that power and start getting into a place where you can speak your truth and when you feel comfortable doing it. You can start small. And again, like I said, people are going to get upset. Let them. That's not yours to deal with. Continue following your truth, continue inspiring yourself, and continue acting like that. That's what's going to inspire these young generations. That's what's going to help people get into a place where they feel like, hey, I've got a place in the world. I've got a voice that matters. This world is mine, and we're going to take charge and make it into something incredible. And if you don't do that, what have you done? Why are you even here? Speak that truth and follow your heart.
And the truth that you're going to speak is going to come from the messages and the feelings that you receive from opening up your heart. And if you're having trouble opening your heart and you're like, I don't know, or you're having trouble speaking up, I actually have a chakra balancing meditation that's all about opening the heart and being able to express that. So if you're interested, leave a comment below so that I can come back and share that link. It's on my website if you're interested in purchasing it. It's only $11, so if you want practice or guidance on how to open the heart, then I'm feeling called to share that, because that really helps me to get back into that state of flow and grace and get out of the masculine like force and anger, right? So my spiritual practice is heart opening.
Beautiful.
I love
so beautiful.
that so much. Yes, speak your truth and speak your truth lovingly. Yes, you don't have to be a bitch about it. That's how I used to act in the past, and it wasn't effective. Yeah, I scared people into being on my team, but it wasn't as genuine as it is now. Now I come from a place of love, and you either take it or leave it. I'm not here to convince you. I'm just here to bring awareness. So I think it's so important for you to realize that, you know, in relationships, or even in your job, if you have an authority figure that's a male figure, women seem so fearful of speaking up and saying, I demand this in my relationship, or I would like a raise, or I want more responsibility in my job, or whatever it may be. But we're afraid to speak up because we've lived in a society where men have been the authoritarian, the person in power, which you don't realize. Without us, there is no world. So I think it's important for you to reclaim your power by being able to speak up and say, you know what, I am worth it. I do deserve this. I can do this plus that and this, and you can only do the one job, right? Us women, we are incredible at taking so much on, but we've not even tapped into that potential because we haven't even begun to speak up. And it's when we have the courage to speak up and say, you know what, this is wrong, or I think there's a better way, or no, maybe anger won't heal the world. It's through love that starts to create that momentum and that action in your life. So it starts with the courage to tap into your heart and say, how do I feel right now? What's going on? And then having the courage to move up from the heart chakra into the throat and voice it out into the world. That's your gift. You have to express. If you're not expressing, you're most likely depressed. How many of you feel like, you know, I wish I could do this thing in my life. I have this dream to become this famous singer or this whatever. I really want to start painting, or I'd love to start a family. Whatever it is that you have that dream inside of you, you are meant to realize it. And it starts with these simple steps right here. Taking care of yourself, opening up your heart, and speaking your fucking truth. Because I'm fired up. It's International Women's Day. I am all about reclaiming our personal power and stepping into that role of feminine leadership. We need more women who aren't afraid to speak up, who have the courage to come out and say, you know what, this is not working. We need to do something differently.
Oof, the world doesn't need you to be more beautiful. The world needs you to be strong and to go after your dreams in just such a massive way and inspire, like we talked about. Those younger generations do the exact same thing. Otherwise, history is just going to continue to repeat itself. You're a woman. You're a badass. Get out there and show the world.
Yes. Julia says, yes, this is so true. I needed to hear this. I want to know, what was your big aha moment from this training today? What are you going to walk away from feeling more empowered? What are you going to, how are you going to feel more inspired? So many years ago on the Elevated Life, we created the word inspired plus empowered. So let this day be the day of empowerment, where you feel inspired enough to use your power to make positive changes. And it doesn't have to be crazy crazy big. You don't have to like go light the world on fire. If you just show up to your relationships or to your kids or to the present moment with a little bit more peace and a little bit more love and a little bit more compassion and empathy for the next person that is sitting across from you, then you've done your job. You're fulfilling your purpose. So how can you walk away from this video and lift up your energy just enough to where you're like, man, I feel a little bit better. And because I feel better, I'm going to do better. And when you do that, you create a ripple effect. It's like when you get in line at Starbucks and someone pays for you in front and it just keeps going until it hits that asshole that's in a bad mood. And then that's when we need to really give those people that love because they're not giving it to themselves. And when we give it to ourselves first, we can recognize those people who are hurting and give it to them instead of withholding it and saying, well, you're a dick, I'm not giving you anything. If we're going to change the world, we've got to be willing to step past our ego and say, you know what, you're hurting and you're suffering, and I'm going to give you that extra love that you're not giving to yourself to show you that it's possible.
Boom.
Bam! If you want to get inspired by us, come hang out with us inside our monthly membership club, The Elevated Life, where we'll actually be teaching live on the art of manifesting. So if you're wanting to create those dreams into reality, if you're wanting to bring more abundance into your life or draw in your soulmate or whatever the hell you want to create in your life, it is 3 simple rules. And we're going to teach you all about manifesting inside the club. So if you want to be more empowered and have that accountability and have, hey, 2 badass coaches that are willing to support your dreams. We have seen so many people accomplish their dreams inside the Elevated Life. It is incredible what happens when you surround yourself with like-minded people who believe in you. So if you're someone who needs that extra support, come join us inside the Elevated Life Club, where we'll be teaching you on Tuesday, the 12th, all about the art of manifesting. And once you join, you'll get access to all of our training. So not only the manifesting training, but everything that we've covered from success to spirituality.
Whew. It's Friday. Have a fantastic Friday. Pull up your big girl panties. Let's take the world by storm.
No, let's take them off.
Bingo.
Oh my gosh, hashtag Inspowered. You should have worn your Inspowered shirt today. I made him a shirt that says Inspowered just for that. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you know someone who would love this message, if you were inspired by this video, please tag them, share it on your page, spread the good love and the good karma. We appreciate all of your support, all of your love, and we hope that you walk away from today's training feeling 100% inspired, knowing that you have the ability to choose how confident you are, how courageous you are, and you have the power to stand up and speak your truth at any given moment. And there's no one outside of you that should ever be looked up as authority that says, they're better than me, I'm afraid, I can't do that. We've got to level out the playing field here and remember that we are all equally powerful and that we all have love to give. Damn it. What a beautiful day. I just want to check this out. As I've witnessed my past internal dialogue being masculine driven, I've added a nurturing feminine approach to my practice that has shown me powerful results in my healing.
Yes, so powerful.
Thank you for sharing that.
So powerful.
That is so beautiful. Love you, inspiring peace. Yes, we are creating a whole new language here, a language of love.
There you go.
Ooh, I like it. All right, Julia says she has the chills. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, if you know someone who would love this message, then please tag them in the comments below, share this video, and we hope you have an amazing day filled with girl power. Go out there and shine, sister, shine, because you are here to be the light. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.